Stop dating, Junie Moon? What are you talking about? All right. I wanted to hop in here and do a very important episode on when to stop dating because we don't talk about this often. It's like if you're wanting to have a relationship and you want to call in a partner and have a juicy second half of life, why would you stop dating? And there are some really important reasons when to stop dating, why to stop dating. And as your love coach, I want to share with you some key components to be looking for to decide whether this is for you or not. Before I go into this whole stop dating episode, I just want to say that dating can be spectacular. Dating can be amazing. You get to meet wonderful people and have fun and potentially find your partner. And there are certain things that are going to get in the way. And when these things are getting in the way, that's when you need to stop dating. And that's why I wanted to share this with you. And for those of you that haven't taken my quiz yet to find if your relationship readiness is in check, figure out your love avatar and your superpower, you definitely want to take the love quiz, and that is in the show notes or below. So, all right, when to stop dating? So, I hear this often. I'm so burnt out. I am exhausted with meeting all these people and talking to all these people. And let's face it, it takes a lot of energy to be in contact with multiple people, sharing your story, sharing your day to day, getting to know each other. If it's burning you out, if you're finding yourself, you're not looking forward to speaking with people, that is a sign. If you're feeling like, oh my God, I don't want to go online again, relationships take energy. And even if you meet a special person, it still takes a lot of energy. So if your bandwidth is a little shorter or you're finding yourself in the overwhelm, it's a good time to pause. And I'm not saying stop dating. It's put a pause. I have consciously, as some people have heard me talk about, I have consciously paused for a while now. And now that I'm refreshed and ready to go, I'm excited to get back out there. And I know how to date well. So it's going to be great and it's going to be fun. However, I got to that place. And so I wanted to speak to that elephant in the room, which is if you're wanting a partner, this isn't about pushing. It isn't about the grind. It's about enjoying the journey the best you can. So, number one, if you're feeling burnt out and you're not enjoying the journey, take a pause, take a break. The other thing I see often is what I call outcome obsession. I need to find my one. And when there is that pressure, when there is that underlying, I'm alone and time is ticking and I need to really focus hard on finding my person, that can feel so disappointing when that person doesn't show up. When behind the scenes, behind your I want a person is I'm scared of being alone. I'm getting older. I'm 50, 55, 60, 65, whatever it is. It's like time is ticking. I got to find this person. There's a lot of pressure you're putting on yourself, and that can really take a toll on your heart. And if this is happening to you and you're really wanting to find your partner, what are you bringing to the table energetically? How are you showing up on those dates or those first conversations? So if you have that obsession and you have that clipboard of, I want to find this person with these details, with these qualities, you might be coming into this dating arena with a lot of energy that's not going to serve you. And if you are obsessed, and there's a difference between, let's just speak about this. There's a difference between obsession, which you could feel the energy of like, I've got to do this, versus, yeah, I'm ready and I'm committed to finding this person. Then there's a different energetic about it. So, give yourself some time to ask yourself, where are you at when it comes to what you're calling in and the energy behind it? Because maybe this pause of not dating for a while gives you an opportunity to do some reflection, to do some personal growth, to empty out and create some space so that you can find your one within yourself. Because as you've heard me say, if you are your own soulmate and you know how to lift yourself up and enjoy your life and feel fulfilled, not only are you going to enjoy your life, whether you have a partner or not, you will call in somebody that's such a different vibe than I must find that person. Make sense? By the way, feel free to put a comments below. I look at all my comments, and if you have any questions, I would love to know what you're thinking. So I've kind of implied this too. Number 3, which would be loss of enjoyment. I hear this so often. It's a full-time job. It's a full-time job. It feels like a chore. I'm not enjoying it. And you may not even notice that you've lost your excitement about finding that person because it has become a chore. And that's not cool either, because then it's like a checklist and it's a to-do. And then it's like homework. It's like friggin' homework where you're like, okay, Junie said to go online 3 to 5 times a week and get online and light a candle and set the intention. And yeah, it's wonderful when your head is on straight and you're excited about it. But if you've been pushing and you've been putting a lot of energy out there, I'm going to invite you to slow down, take a pause, reignite that passion of wanting to find somebody and get that spark back. Because again, who are you going to draw in if your spark or your light is out? So, loss of enjoyment, time to take a break. The other thing I hear often is something that I will call a scarcity mentality or a scarcity mindset, where there's the fear of being alone and that fear that the good guys are going to be snatched up or there are very few left and you better keep going or you're not going to find your person. And that can really affect your decision making as well as your self-esteem. So let's break that down for a minute, because I think this is important. When you really do desire to have somebody, and underneath the wanting, the desire, the excitement about having somebody, underneath it is, again, the clock is ticking. I don't want to end up alone. I don't want to regret missing out. I hear that so often with my clients and people that, I speak to about, I'm afraid I'm going to get to whatever age or the end of my life and I will have missed out on true love. When that is when that's in front of you in a conscious, healthy way, that's great. It's like, yeah, I am committed to finding healthy, juicy, amazing love. I don't want to look back and regret not going full out to find my person. However, if that mindset is, I'm running out of time, I'm afraid I'm going to miss the boat, I'm afraid that there aren't any good guys left and I better put myself out there because tick, 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 tick. How is that going to affect you? Who's going to show up in your feed? How is your profile going to be written? I mean, this is another time to pause and regroup and come back to you and your heart and fill up your own reservoir. Because if you don't have that abundance mentality that you are the package, you do not need a partner. You don't need a partner. It is icing on the cake, sister. And you can have it if you're coming to it like half full and in that deep neediness, and it's coming from that fear of loneliness, of fill me up kind of place, then I'm just going to be frank with you. You're going to get a different type of relationship that is not going to serve you well. It'll serve you up to a point. You're going to learn a lot of lessons, I'm sure. But are you just wanting to get filled up by someone? Or are you looking for a next level love relationship? So scarcity mindset, be mindful of that if you're coming from that place, and realize that to have a fulfilling relationship, it takes two whole people. Because when people come to the next relationship with that big U-Haul of all their baggage and hoping that you can heal each other and fill each other up, it's kind of a recipe for disaster. You're going to be looking to each other for that tank to be filled. And that's not to say that you have to be perfect and you have to be so full and yeah, you don't have to get to that place of, all right, now I'm ready. I am so full and I'm not in need. Uh, it's a balancing act. There's always more to come home to fill up your own cup of self-esteem and worthiness. And that's so important. It is so important because how you treat yourself, how worthy you feel, how lovable you feel, that's how you're going to be treated in the next relationship. And you will spot a much higher quality partner with how they're treating you or not treating you, because your standards for how you treat yourself, did you hear that? Your standards for how you treat yourself will be in check. And that will help you draw in somebody very different. So if you're feeling that fear of being alone and that tick 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 or whatever I just shared that resonated with you, I'm going to encourage you to take a pause and fill up your own cup and get the support, whether it's with me or some other guidance or coach, to help you know who you are and give yourself that opportunity to connect to your inner soulmate, to know how precious you are, because that will change your trajectory. So if you're not feeling it, pause, sister, pause the dating. And then this is similar to the other ones, but I think this is something I think that needs to be spoken about, which is the loneliness. That if you're afraid of being alone, you are going to draw in a certain type of person, a certain type of companion, and you're just not wanting just anybody. So to have a healthy relationship, and this is so much like the other one, I get it, but to learn to embrace being alone, to actually choose some solitude, to know what brings you joy, walking in the woods, going to a play, sitting in your home, putting some incense on and maybe some special background music while you grab your favorite book. Like, do you truly, truly know what brings you the most joy? And do you give it to yourself? It's filling up your own cup again, because to have long-term happiness and fulfillment, you need to know what that looks like. I mean, I do this thing in my groups and my one-on-one coaching called the relationship blueprint exercise. And it's a value assessment. And a lot of people are like, well, I know what I want and I know my values. But this goes into all these different layers of how does it look? How does it feel within yourself? What is your individual blueprint to life and living and joy and expansion and excitement? And how does that translate into partnership? If you don't know that, if you truly don't have in your bones what makes you feel full and bring you joy, then you can get lost in your next relationship. You could lose yourself. You can focus on them. You could focus on the entity of the relationship, and you'll probably call in somebody who's doing the same, or you'll call in a narcissist that says, well, obviously you don't know what you love, but I know what I love, and let's make it all about me. Look, I know that you're committed on some level, on some soul level or some conscious level, to finding that deep joy of life. Because whether it's with a partner or not, I know in every ounce of my being that that soul of yours wants to be happy and to feel the richness of this human journey. So if you're looking for a partner and you've had any of these things that I've just listed showing up in your life, and let me repeat them: overwhelm or burnout, outcome obsession, loss of enjoyment, scarcity mindset, or just plain old loneliness, don't know how to feel good just being by yourself, I encourage you to pause. Pause the dating, pause the energy out, and bring that energy back in, and make a move that can support you in this dating journey. Because dating should, I'm going to should on you, sister, dating should be fun. You're meeting new people. You're having an opportunity to connect. And I'm going to even take this to another level, which is it's about relating. It's not about necessarily dating. I sometimes think dating is a to-do, and it's lacking the connection of human beings. It's an audition. Let's date to see if it's going to work versus an invitation to connect and be with each other, be in it, be in that relational way. So even the concept of dating, I would love to just shift. With that said, it's the word we have. It's what you might be doing right now. And if you want some more support around this, the link is below to grab a 30-minute, what I call love breakthrough session, where we can really look at what you truly are wanting. Let's see how clear you are about it. What might be getting in the way of you truly having it? Maybe one of these 5 things. And I will give you a mini plan on how to move the needle in that direction. It would be my total honor to support you. So you can apply for one of those love breakthrough sessions. I have at least 5-ish, depending on the month, available, and the link is below. Bottom line is, this is about you enjoying your second half. Please don't I'm shitting on you and I'm don'ting on you. It's because I care, and I see some huge quote mistakes that people are making that are costing them dearly by going into relationships that don't serve them, or they're creating a dynamic that is just painful. It's just painful. Online dating really does work if you know how to do it, and it starts with you. So that is my public service announcement about when to stop dating and how to do it differently. And keep going, sister. Keep going. Mwah. One more thing before you go. Have you taken my Discover Your Love Avatar quiz? It's a 2-minute quiz that can help you not only know your strengths, your superpower, because you have one, also identify some of your blind spots, some of the things that might be having you in your fear, having you behaving in ways that aren't in alignment with your highest self, the way you want to be when it comes to dating and relationships. And it'll also help you discover why maybe the stars haven't lined up for you yet. Bottom line is, you take this 2-minute quiz, you get a full report in your email with details on how to move forward in next level love, whether you want a partner or not. So you can go to midlifeloveoutloud.com/love quiz. The link is in the show notes as well. And if you haven't liked and subscribed to the station, I'm going to encourage you to do that too, so you don't miss any episodes. And I hope you got a ton out of today's. See you next week. Mwah.